because you can't let your opponent know that you didn't sideboard with respect to something like Grafdigger's Cage. I need to see more information about his list because I've never really played against something with his charm. You know? His charm is saucy though, because I guess if it's this interaction right here, the fact that it's a spell pierce effect or shock effect that if he shardlesses into it, he still gets value. I understand what he's trying to do, for sure. Let's just brainstorm here. Okay, we're gonna use the Entomb to shuffle this time. Like, basically I just have to keep taking mana. So we're gonna put the Shallow Grave on top. And the Daze is definitely done. So end step we will Entomb. And we'll Entomb just as if we're perfectly fine. Although I don't really want to Entomb the Grizzlebrand because that's what we're trying to do. I'll Entomb something. Maybe I'll Entomb Children of Corliss and he'll think I already have the Grizzle. I know, we can almost hardcast the Grizzle, that's the plan. Alright, let's Entomb. You should say, sure, this is fine. I mean, hindsight's 2020. I wish that we had switched gears. Oh, he's going to counter this? Fantastic. Oh, he's going to Vendilion Clique. Not fantastic. I just want him to assume, unless he, like, surgicals me, I'm not going to scoop. I want him to just assume that I do have the answer to the Grafdiggers, or I do have a plan B. I just didn't draw it. You know. We can't afford for him to realize that I wouldn't say I goofed, but you know. Alright. Let's see, Entomb. I'm gonna grab Children. Tendrils the draw. What's my Stormcat? What's his life total? If I daze one of my own spells, I can cast my entire hand. So is that a lethal storm? No. He'd still have life points left over. It's very hard to Tendril storm somebody without the engine. The deck isn't designed to do that. It's not impossible, and I may do it just to buy time. Yeah, it buys a lot of time. But then if I'm spending all my rituals in Moxen, you know, there's really no chance that you can hardcast the Grizzle. What's he do with this Ponder? Hey, what's up, Ray Rosen? Hey, Mia. I've been streaming. Chooses not to shuffle. One Brainstorm's lethal, says P1 Loot. Gitaxian. Well, let's assume the Gitaxian Probe doesn't draw a land. This extends our storm slightly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a lethal storm if the Gitaxian sees what we need it to see. It's only a lethal storm if the Gitaxian sees what we need to see. Which is not land, it must be something I can cast here. Yeah, probe for spell. No, it's not game right because his life total is 17. I have to go a little further. We have to Tendrils him. This does come up on occasion, though. You do only run the one of Tendrils, but it does occasionally come up. Just like sometimes Storm will sometimes naturally see their Tendrils. We are technically a Storm deck. And a very small percentage of the time I will do this. Now, if we hit air, if we hit something I can't cast, you know, we just lose. I didn't necessarily need the probe to resolve, did I? Because I have so much mana in hand. Well, you just daze here, actually. Maybe I'm supposed to float black and then return underground, see? He has a force of will? Force, Omni. So replay the island. So yeah, this is lethal. I don't see why not. I mean, this is net mana 2/4. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going P1 loot. We got it. Well, you can take Omni. You don't have to take the Forcible. Force only works if there's another blue card to pair with it. So you can just take Omniscience. Petal. Didn't realize you could therapy gross. Yeah, because you just make black here and you go darker it, darker it. Ponder. Hey, good taxing, bro. Top. 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 No shuffle. Gataxian probe. He knows what this means, so this means I saw the tendrils, is what this means. It's legitimately what this means. Top, top, cast Chrome Mox, daze my own Chrome Mox for extra storm count. Tendrils. Gravedigger's not strong enough. This is awesome. That is one of my other... I forgot about my other outs. When we were talking about my outs, it's basically you have to see the tendrils and or you have to hardcast Grizzlebrand. This is really saucy, though. I liked the interaction that we saw between his Shardless Agent and the Izzet Charm. That's very cool, because typically Shardless Agent decks stay away from Spell Pierce effects. Jim, I really like Shardless plus Izzet Charm. I was very confused when you cast Game 1, the first Izzet Charm. I actually really like this interaction in your deck, because it's as if you get to run Spell Pierce without the downside of cascading into a dead spell. That moment when turn 1 Reanimator deck is actually Storm. Oh, we got very lucky, Jim. We naturally drew into the tendrils, so don't even sweat it. I actually didn't board correctly for you. I should have assumed you had some sort of Grafdigger's effect or some sort of graveyard hate, and I just didn't really know what kind of direction you were going to board, so I just didn't board, and we got very lucky. I think in retrospect, now that I see kind of what you're doing, Jim, I would have taken a different approach, and yeah, we got very lucky. I mean, your deck is actually much better against the fair decks in combo. This is probably one of your... Oh, absolutely, Jim. That's why I play Finns, because it can really punish some of the other... I am arguably faster than a lot of the other combo decks in the format, so I have an advantage over the other unfair decks, and then I have an advantage over fair decks because it's just such a quick and robust combo. The last game was pure luck. Yes, Big. I thought we were dead. My outs, Jim, were Hardcast Grizzle and finding the tendrils. We should have probably had a game 3. And I'd love to have another game with you sometime, man. For sure. Yeah, Big, I am aware that it was very, very lucky that we saw one of our 3 outs. I'm not gonna lie. It was for sure that was variance. That was luck, yeah. I mean, if we take a quick look at the deck, probably meant to gather info so we could board properly. Well, right, I didn't know how to board, Jim, which is why I didn't board, because I figured, okay, well, it's not the end of the world if we lose this next match, because I didn't respect Graveyard Hate, like bringing in the Abrupt Decays. I even considered the Fluster Storm because you were on Show and Tell. I considered Fluster, I considered Surgical, because you can like Therapy and then Surgical, Show and Tell. I considered even just switching over to Mentor. I did consider a lot of different things for how we could board, but in the end I decided not to, and we got lucky. Back to Blue Grizzlebrand? Sure, we could play some Modern. Yeah. For sure. That is really cool though, Jim. My favorite thing that I saw from your deck, for sure, friend, was the Is It Charm. You cascaded into Is It Charm. You typically don't run Spell Pierce in Agent decks because if you were to cascade into a Spell Pierce, there's no value. But the fact that you're running Is It Charm means that doesn't happen. And that's fascinating. I actually really like that. And the Overmaster is very saucy. Other than the fact that we can't cast the Inquisition, I like this hand. Yeah, Big Hips. You basically become a Charlotte's Bug-like deck when they think you're still a combo deck. Oh, that's sweet, Jim. So you actually boarded down on the Omni plan? I thought I saw an Omni in your hand, though, that last game. Didn't I? I'm pretty sure at the end there you had Force of Will Omni. So do you just, like, side down on the Omni plan? I guess you can because you have Burning Wish to find the Show and Tell, don't you? So you might keep in the Omnis? I see. Okay, we're up against Burn again. So we remand whatever it is he plays here and just hope that it's enough. Being able to remand the Eidolon is very nice, and then we can Inquisition it. Fudge, I cut the basic swamp, didn't I? Because I'm greedy. I'm a greedy Magic player. That's gonna really hurt us. Oh my god. Did I really do that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I cut the basic swamp. So greedy. But our mana base just needs that extra blue mana. He's got double Eidolon. That's a problem. So you take one of them, and then you have to path the next one he plays. Now, if we get to the fourth land, I'm not even going to bother with the Eidolons. I'm just going to go for it. I'm literally just going to Gifts Ungiven into Iona. It's a matter of do we draw the fourth land, naturally. I could have also flashed in... I probably should have flashed in a Snapcaster there. He didn't have a Searing Blaze in his hand. Greed is good. Now, being able to get basic swamp there would have been very important. Because now I can't even flash in my snap. I probably should have ambushed Viper just to be able to block Eidolon. We have to operate on our higher curve now. Oh, jeez, this is killing us too. Yep. Alright. He's on 2 cards, maybe we still get there. What would you do against Blood Moon, says Rosen? I'm not running enough black fetches, though, to justify the one of Swamp, though. Spiking after casting Eidolon. He's drawing a lot of lands. A Swift Spear. I mean, I just have to stay alive, right? Couldn't I do something like... Because you know what his last card is. What if I just pathed Eidolon, take the shock damage, chump block Monastery because he has another spell, and then we don't take the damage from the Swift Spear this turn. We're going to take the damage from the Eidolon, for sure. But I might live if I block with the Snapcaster here. Right, he's just got a Helix. I understand that the Snap isn't going to trade with the Monastery, but I just think I can't, like, I think every life point is precious at this point. We do have an extra Snapcaster, and I'm likely gifting next turn. You're just gonna use